if you just put in your starter locks yesterday, next week you cannot expect 5 years results. What you saying, guys and gents? Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we live life the affordable way. My name is Monica. Today we're going to be talking about 10 tips for starter lock. One of the very first questions people always ask me when they just start their lock journey always is this how my lock's supposed to look? Have my starter locks started as yet? I know when you get locks, the first thing you want to know is what's next. But the truth is, no matter the method you start, your hair will lock, but you just have to know the stages that you are in. As for me, I started with comb coils. As you can see, very short, and this is my hair now. So if your hair looks like that, more than likely you are well on your way. You just have to trust the process, which goes into my next tip: patience. If you just get your locks in and it hasn't even been a week yet, have patience, okay? You just start. Like I always say, you will not really see how your locks are gonna look right then and there. You will see how your locks are going to look 1 year in. 1 year in is going to determine your real lock journey, but during that 1 year you will start to see the stages. Now we're gonna go into our next tip: is your locks the right size? Now when I started my lock journey, I really didn't care about my size. I wasn't like too hesitant about my size. I just know I wanted long. Size does play a matter into how you want your locks to go. If you are somebody who is very neat, want their locks a certain size, for example, sister locks, your size parts have to be extremely small. Medium size locks, your side parts have to be a little bit bigger. Large locks, your parts have to be huge. So the best thing to do is to carry a photo to your loctician on how you want your locks to look, and she basically will do your locks based on the size. Or if you're starting your locks yourself, look at somebody who is starting their locks the size you want, look at their parts, and then you can determine pretty much from their parts how your locks will look. Also, you can ask persons how many locks do they have. Does play a part in how your size is. Your lock size all depends on you and what you choose. Another question people always ask when they're starting their locks is when to wash. You just start your locks, now you want to know when I can wash my hair. The standard time for you to wash your hair is 1 month, 4 weeks. That's the standard time. Within those 4 weeks, you're allowing your locks to grow. People tell you can't wash your hair, being that it can unravel, you feel like it'll start over, but you can just use a stocking cap. If you're doing it yourself, use a stocking cap, wash your hair, run the water over the stocking cap and the shampoo, and it'll get through your lock. Another way you can do is you can go to a loctician, let her wash your hair. That way she'll be able to twist back whatever is unraveled. When I first did my locks, I washed my hair myself. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I washed my hair myself. I used the stocking cap method. When it was time for me to get a retwist, I just twined all the stuff back in so my hair couldn't, not form, and I'm perfectly fine. So it all depends on you when your washing time is, but I would say don't rush to wash your hair. Wash your hair at least a month. At least you gotta give your hair a month. Another tip that people always ask is what to wear on your hair. Like, that's one of the most important tips. I feel like you have to cover your hair at night. That's one of the most important tips. It's good to have silk pillowcases and silk sheets because you can lay on that with your hair bare and nothing really would happen. It's good to, you can use a bonnet, but a bonnet will slip off in the early stage, so I suggest using a do-rag or using a headband, as y'all would call it, so it can tie. Or you can use a stocking cap, a silk stocking cap. Those stay on all night. You don't have to worry about that once you get them. You have to tie your hair at night because you want to avoid lint and you want to avoid breakage. That's why I don't highly recommend sleeping without anything on your head, because in the long run it will damage you. You wouldn't see it right in there, but it can damage you. So you gotta be very careful of that. Another tip for starter locks is when to twist your hair. Now, if you just get starter locks, you gotta wait at least 4 weeks. Like, you can rush and retwist your hair the next week because you feel like it look bad. It's like normally we get our hair do as females, we get our hair do every 2. With locks, we go every 4 weeks. And it's just because we are giving our hair time to grow and you want to have something to retwist. Like, you can't retwist scalp, so you gotta have something to retwist. And if you wash your hair out right then and there, you're basically retwisting the hair that you just washed out. So you gotta give your locks time to grow and flourish before you actually say, you know what, retwist. If you feel like you can't deal with the 4 weeks, you have to find styles that can suit you in the meantime. Plenty of people are doing series like no retwist styles with starter. Those are videos that you can look up where you can gather inspiration from, and that can help you so much. It helped me. I was trying to figure out some styles that I could have used when I first started my locks without having to retwist my hair, and I found a lot of styles on YouTube that you can use, that you can do yourself, or you can show your loctician. When I first started my locks, I did not retwist my hair until 6 weeks. I literally waited, and when that 6 weeks, my hair was grown out. So this is why I always stress to wait before you retwist your hair. And on top of that, you just get started locks, so it's no rush. Another tip that I have if you just get started locks is, if you just put in your started locks yesterday, next week you cannot expect 5 years results. Before you even start your draw lock journey, you have to know that locks is a process, and locks takes time to lock. Like, it's a journey, it's a process that goes through a million different stages, and you have to be willing to accept those stages before you even get locks. If you're going in your journey with the mindset of, oh, I want Pinterest locks, or oh, I want the locks that I see online, and thinking your locks can look like that the next week, it's not. It's not even going to look at that the next month or the next few months from then. It's going to take a long time for your locks to get to the point where you want. But this is why we call it a journey, because you're basically waiting and going through the trials and tribulations while your locks are locking. This is a journey, and I know the beginning is always hard. The beginning is hard for everybody, but you have to stick through your journey. You take anything from this video, take embracing your journey and sticking to your journey, because only you will understand what's going on. So it's always good to find other lock people that you can gather inspiration from, or tips, or people who are on the same journey as you or just started. It's always good to look for those kind of videos, because you then have relatability. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment below if any of these tips resonate with you, or any of these tips was helpful. If you have any other tips about starter locks, you can drop it down in the comments. Your comment can always help somebody else. Thank you.